Alright. Hi guys. Blake here with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina. It is, let's see, how about Sunday, December 8th? Today, I've got a couple buddies fishing with me, Kyle and Leroy. We are all from the core program and the second mile leadership part of it. And we like to get out once a weekend and fellowship and enjoy God's creation here. Let's see, both Kyle and Leroy are using Scud rigs with a 3/16 ounce sinker weight. And I'm going to start off with a 3/32 ounce Sculpin and Peach Lilley's Landing jig. We've boated up here. We're about 150 yards above the Narrows. That seems to be the place to catch fish lately. So we're going to try a couple different methods here and see if we can't catch a fish. They turned off the floodgates yesterday afternoon. I guess Table Rock dropped down to right at 917 or maybe just a little bit below. I haven't looked online. And Kyle found a rockfish. And the schedule said that they were running 2 units today, but it would appear that they have turned it down even more than that. So I'm guessing it's running at about 1.5 right now. And the wind was blowing pretty good here, so that's the reason I had the 3/32 on instead of a 16th ounce, but the wind is starting to slowly die. Kyle, I've got another rod with scuds on it if you want to use it.
All right.
All right. So nothing officially on the one cast yet today, or nothing officially on the one cast today. I got so used to fishing that fast water that getting used to working the jig, a smaller jig, a lot slower, and get back in the swing of things here. Dwayne had a trip this morning. He said they caught a few on the Signature Series jerk baits, and they said he did really well dragging this 514 crankbait, that small crankbait underneath or on a egg weight. And then he said the last part of the trip they did really good on scuds up top. What was that? Yeah, go for it, dude.
Yep, scuds.
Kyle's picked up my other rod. It's got a double scud set up. It's got a size 10 UV gray scud on top and a size 12 peppy gray scud on the bottom with a 3/16 ounce weight. I haven't got a lot of reports from the dock since they turned the water down, but we did have a gentleman sitting down there today, and he said he caught, I think he said 32 fish out of 28 casts off the dock today. So very impressive day off the dock for him. I think he said he was using power bait, if I recall correctly. I'll make sure my mic's still working. Hey Leroy, will you trim that motor up for me, please? Yesterday, the three of us went out fishing, and it was as soon as they had shut the floodgates off. So the fish I think they had to kind of get acclimated to the new water conditions, but we didn't catch a lot of fish, but the fish that we did catch were very nice sized. We caught most of them on jigs and dragging those small crankbaits on drift rigs. I think the smallest one we caught was what, 16.5 inches long? So Not big numbers day, but all the fish were really nice quality. Oh, I got one right at the back of the boat there. I think he's going to get tangled up in the motor. Oh no. Oh, I got my line caught on the back edge of the boat and he got off. Darn it. Did you have a fish there, Kyle? Kyle had a swing and a miss. All right, now we're passing through the Narrows. Just a little bit ago we came through here and Kyle and Leroy caught one apiece on a scud and a crankbait, and Leroy's hooked up. Fight him fair. And he came off. That's kind of been the story today. I've been working this jig and had a lot of bites and even had them get on the end of the line, but they're finding a way to spit it out today. Overall, it's not been a bad day for the temperature. This morning, it kind of felt warmer than it is right now. We had a little sprinkle start here about 10 minutes ago and they kind of dissipated back out. Water turbidity, since the lake started turning over a few weeks ago, I guess maybe even close to a month ago now, has gotten a lot better, and you can see even 7 feet or more down in the water again. So water clarity is coming back to the lake, starting to get that nice green color to it again. And Kyle's hooked up. And so is Leroy. We got a double. Leroy, did you lose him again?
Lost him again.
You might want to check those hooks and see if maybe one of them's bent out there. Need a net, Kyle? Hold him up for the camera once you get a hold of him for me. Careful. I was fishing with Mark out here one day and he went to grab that double scud rig like that and he took a hook pretty deep in his finger. I had to go see Dwayne at the dock so he could show us the fishing fly line technique of ripping a hook out of a hand. Pretty fish. A lot of these rainbows are starting to go into their mating colors and they're getting that darker green and hotter, well not hotter, but deeper pink in their sides. And they're just really pretty. Here, I'm gonna, yeah, no, go ahead. I was going to turn the boat, but I got to remember now, those areas that we were floating over while the floodgates were going are now pretty shallow. Now that the water's slowed down, we're starting to see more fish midging. Today I've seen more fish midging on the top than I have in, oh, there was another one, than I have in a couple weeks now. Get you guys over the top of this flat right here. This flat that runs towards Fall Creek along the side of Eagle Island is usually a pretty good spot to throw a scud. Oh, let's see if I can land this one. I think I've had about close to 10 fish on today that I got halfway into the boat and got off. All right, another nice little 12-incher. That was on the sculpin and peach with a sculpin head. I think we'll go just a little bit longer here and then we're gonna call it a day. Oh, I found the logfish. I think that's the biggest log of the day right there, guys. Oh, and I broke it off. Let's see.
Still got the old red one tied up if you want to try it.
Yeah. I don't think that heron was very happy with us. Which pole is that on, Kyle?
Oh, it's on the old Lilley thing.
This one?
The other one. Other Lilley thing.
This one? Oh, you got one, Leroy? Alright, looks like here I got a 3/32. Was that red and brown? Red and brown jig. I believe this is a PJ's jig that we sell up in the shop. Once you get a hold of him, bring him around here for a camera shot if you can. Alright, so we've all three caught one so far here. Oh, I had one. Yeah, there I had moss. No, I think it was a fish. We're just about even with the mouth of Fall Creek now. Feeling ambidextrous right now. You reel with your right hand, so now I'm jigging with my left hand. I don't do that very often. Alright guys, I think I'm going to take one more cast, so we're going to call it a day here. Man, this is so weird using your left hand to... How do you do it? Alright. So nothing officially on the one cast today. We appreciate you guys watching, and we will see you again tomorrow.